Hey everybody, this is Chris Wook from Android Authority, and we're here at the Samsung Galaxy S4 launch event in New York City at Radio City Music Hall. Now, we've been comparing a bunch of phones, seeing how they hold up to the S4, and now we've moved on to the HTC Droid DNA. Now, both are 5-inch 1080p phones. Both have the same pixel density of 441 ppi, but as Samsung likes to tout, the display in the S4 is Super AMOLED, while as the display in the Droid DNA is an LCD. Now, looking at hardware specs, we've actually gone ahead and ran some benchmarks here. We did this earlier to take a look at how the specs held up. Now, as you can see, the S4 has some truly impressive benchmark numbers in Antutu Benchmark at 25,900 compared to the Droid DNA's 20,594. This is thanks in part to the much more powerful processor in the S4. We're not sure if this is the processor that the device is going to ship with, but what is in this very phone right here is a 1.9 gigahertz Qualcomm processor. It's unconfirmed what build this is, but we do know that it's ARM v7 architecture. While as in the Droid DNA, we have a 1.6 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Pro. Looking at the rest of the hardware specs, we have 2 gigs of RAM in both devices, 16 to 64 gigs of internal storage in the Samsung, and only 16 in the HTC Droid DNA. Moving on to the cameras, the Samsung Galaxy S4 has a 13 megapixel camera in the rear and a 2 megapixel camera up front, while the Droid DNA only has a 8 megapixel camera in the rear and 2 up front. Looking at Android versions, the HTC Droid DNA only runs 4.1.1 Jelly Bean, while the Samsung runs the newest version, Android 4.2.2. Now, while the battery's not been as bad as some people think, it was never one of the selling points of the Droid DNA at only 2,020 milliamp hours. The Samsung Galaxy S4, on the other hand, has quite a bit of a heftier battery at 2,600 milliamp hours. Now, while both phones, as you can see, are similar in size, the S4 is significantly lighter than the HTC Droid DNA, weighing in at just 130 grams. Now, one thing that may be a killer for people talking about the limited storage in the Droid DNA is that it has no micro SD slot, which means you can't expand the memory, and you can't replace the battery, which can be problematic. Both of those are not a problem in the Samsung Galaxy S4. It can accept micro SD cards up to 64 gigs, and it has a replaceable battery. All right, this is Chris Wook from Android Authority. We've still got more phones to bring you, so stay tuned.